Hello everybody, my name is Sebastian Beridi. I'm press relations at Pagani Automobili, and today I will present you the Huayra R Evo Roadster. It's actually the US premiere of this car, and we're showing it today at the Quail. So to start off the presentation, I want to give you all the inspirations that started this car. First of all, the inspirations come from the 1960s Le Mans long-tail racing cars, especially the Porsche 917 long-tail race car that is Horacio's favorite car. The Huayra R Evo Roadster is not merely a body kit on an existing Huayra R. However, it's a project that starts from a blank sheet of paper, the bespoke monocoque. I can show you the structural elements of the car. So, for example, on this bespoke monocoque, we have a halo bar here. This is a structural part of the monocoque. And then we have an open top version car. So here the car is in the open top version, and during the aerodynamic testing of the car, we have increased the aerodynamic efficiency by 45% downforce in the open top version compared to a Huayra R. So the car can generate about 1,400 kilos of downforce at 320 kph. It has an aero balance of 55 and 45 at the back. Because the car is almost 5 meters long, we have extended the overhang of the car, right? So we have a car that's 10 centimeters longer at the front and 19 centimeters longer at the back. So as you can see here, the car has a design of codalunga, these long-tail racing cars of Le Mans. This is also the biggest piece of carbon fiber we have ever made. You need 3 people to laminate it by hand. It's almost 4 square meters of superficie. And basically, starting from the monocoque, I want to show you here all the novelties, right? So, as I said, the halo structural bar has been different. Then the interior has been completely redesigned. So we have an entirely new central console compared to the Huayra R. We have a double screen. So on the left screen we have the rear view camera with the meters on the left side to see oncoming traffic on the racetrack. And then on the right we have all the display with all the information of the car. On the new steering wheel here, we have also the 2 magnetinos for ABS and traction control. We have 12 maps from wet conditions to dry conditions, so you can modify the ABS and traction control based on your driving preferences. Then also the central console here has been completely revisited. The most important buttons are definitely the dampers, so you can move the dampers. You have about 8 different damper modes to regulate the 4 electronically controlled shock absorber suspension system, and then the brake balance, so you can adjust your brake balance from the front and the rear. Here we have also integrated seats inside the monocoque, so the customer can personalize their seat by sitting in a bag, a foamy bag, and have the seat tailored for their dimensions. It has also the fireproof seats, and then the 6-point harness racing seats, right? Regarding the monocoque, it's also important to specify that in this car we always try out new composite materials. It's a car that weighs 1,060 kilos, which is roughly about 300-400 kilos less than a road car, and basically we always innovate into composite materials. In this car we have about 40 different formulas of carbon fiber, and in our latest carbon fiber we have achieved a rigidity enhancement of 38% with gain of weight, of course, so it's a very extremely light car. What we also have updated is definitely the power unit. So we received a brand new engine from HWA. So this is our partner for this car. We received a brand new engine, which is the Pagani V12-R Evo engine. It's a V12 naturally aspirated 6-liter at 60 degrees angle, which has a power output of 900 horsepower. So it has 50 horsepower more than the Huayra R. And also the red line has been extended to 9,200 RPM. Also the torque has been augmented, so now we have 770 Newton meters of torque available instantly at 5,000 RPM. We basically did a lot of modifications on the engine with HWA because we received a new air intake manifold, new camshafts, and then here the new trumpet design of the air intake, which has been completely prolongated forward. And basically it's an extremely light engine also. It's important to mention it's an engine that weighs 198 kilos, and then the gearbox weighs 90 kilos. The engine supplier is HWA, so this is one of the initial founders of AMG, which is Hans-Werner Aufrecht, and today HWA manages all the racing division of Mercedes. So they manage like Le Mans race cars, the GT3 racing, Formula 2, so there's the racing division. We received a brand new engine, and also a new feature on the car is that we have a heave damper. So in the front we have a third element, which is here. We have here a vertical suspension system that basically is independent from the side suspensions, and it's a heave damper or third element that regulates the ride height of the car. So of course this is a car that can go more than 350 kph, and at these high numbers there's a lot of downforce of the car, like I said, 1400. So to manage the ride height of the car and that the car is not touching, we need an independent here third element suspension. Then here at the front, where we've completely redesigned the front design. Of course it's 10 centimeters longer, but here it's been completely optimized for even more aerodynamic efficiency. We have also the two side flicks here that have been added. The new air intake, like I showed you, the new side profiles, so we receive new doors with the new floor here on the side. Then the bonnet has been completely redesigned because here we have a central fin, like you see here in the middle. And then the new wing that we received, that's also adjustable for setup when we go on different racetracks. The rear has been completely redesigned also. So the entire back, we have the new tail lights, we have the new diffuser, we have also the extended exhaust pipe that's almost 20 centimeters longer, that enhance also the power. Here we have new flaps, the gurney flaps we have here. Then here we have the new rear view camera for the driver to see the ongoing traffic. And the car is also extremely loud because we are registered about 130 decibel of engine sound. So also new novelty here is the central fin with the air extractor that you can see here. And we also worked a lot with Brembo, which is our supplier for the brakes, because here we have a new braking system which is called double slotted hole brakes, to even have a bigger heat exchange and heat extraction, and also to have the pads to be longer life. Also, one new novelty of the car is the new tires. So we have worked with Pirelli Motorsport department to create bespoke slick tires for the Huayra R Evo Roadster. And now we have 20-inch wheels at the back, so they're bigger, because the Huayra R used to have 19 and 19, and now we have 19 and 20. And we've developed here these new aero blades in carbon fiber to extract even more hot air and all the turbulence under the car, to extract it. And then we have 6 pistons and 6 pistons also at the front. So this is actually a factory-owned prototype car. This car has a mileage of 10,000 kilometers of validation. So before entering in production, we always do a cycle of validation as a quality control of 10,000 kilometers data that we need before. Yes, this car has 10,000 kilometers, yeah. Yes, so basically these cars are used, so the Zonda R, Huayra R and Huayra R Evo soon Roadster will be participating into the Arte in Pista events. So Arte in Pista is a track platform organized by Pagani, So we organize from the storage to the logistics, the team members managing the car on the racetrack. It's 2 days of an arrive and drive format where customers just come to the racetrack, they have their bespoke team, and they drive the car in a non-competitive format. So it's really a holistic approach, and it's a race against yourself of always improving your driving skills. So you will be assisted by a driving coach that will follow you throughout the event, and basically every lap you improve your driving skills. And there are 5 events per year. We work very close to our customers to choose their favorite racetracks. So for example, this year we've been to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, we've been to Monza, to Silverstone. So we always work closely to our customers that they can enjoy their car at their favorite racetracks. And more also, the car comes with 3 flight cases. So you would receive a flight case with a driving suit made by Sabelt, with the helmet, the gloves. Then we also deliver the car with 2 flight cases, 2 technical flight cases, where the customer will receive a second pair of wheels with the rain tires. And for example, all the technical equipment of the car, right? And then more, the customer receives also a simulator. So at home he can practice before joining Arte in Pista on the racetrack. Yeah, so all our customers receive a simulator that's made in carbon fiber, the same carbon fiber used on our cars, the same steering wheel, the same paddle box, the same seats. So they're the same components of the car mounted on the simulator, right? Yes, it's very realistic. It's a very important tool that our coaches use also virtually. So our customers can book classes online and then at home train together, connected with the coach, and then arrive at the racetrack very prepared, right? This is a car that's extremely powerful, 900 horsepower, and extremely light. So the retail price of the Huayra R Evo Roadster is 3.85 million euros plus local taxes. We will make 35 units of them. And basically, one of the brief of the car is that the car needs to be driver friendly for both profiles of customers. So we have customers that are very extensive experience of motorsport, but then some are more beginners in motorsport. So the car is so modifiable with all the buttons I showed you, with the traction control, ABS, dampers, engine maps. So the car needs to have that wide, polyvalent personality of satisfying a pro driver, but also a more gentleman driver. And this is thanks to also the ride height of the car. So the car has also a pretty big high ride to make the car very user-friendly, let's say. So basically it's automatic aero flaps that are connected with the steering angle of the car and the throttle. So whenever, for example, the car would turn left, it would lose downforce on the right side of the car. So the right flap would go up and the car would be stabilized by enhancing even more downforce. Plus, it's also used as aero braking. Yeah. One of the most important elements regarding the coaching I've just mentioned is the onboard camera. So in the central part between the 2 seats, there is an onboard camera that's connected to the telemetry of the car. So it registers every lap time, and basically the engineer can then download the onboard lap, and then together with the coach they can look at telemetry, graphics, but then also the onboard lap, and help the customer improve lap by lap, see racing lines, right? So it's all connected to the GPS of the car, it's connected to the throttle and brake, the speedometer, the steering angle, you see the throttle percentage that you're having. So this is one of the most important tools to coaching, like is a simulator. So of course, when we start designing a car, it all starts with one philosophy that we have at Pagani Automobili, and the philosophy is an argument from Leonardo da Vinci that more than 500 years ago argued that the schools of art and the schools of science need to be combined together. We didn't invent it, but it's something that Horacio picked up in his readings on Leonardo da Vinci. So what we do at Pagani every day is we have to study both schools, meaning that in our R&D center, it's called the Art and Science Research Center. and we have a team of designers and engineers that work together in an open space. They exchange on a daily basis, right? So the Huayra R Evo Roadster is a great car to explain this philosophy, because when we initially brought the car to the wind tunnel testing, the car was very efficient in aerodynamic terms. We took the car back out of the wind tunnel, did the aesthetical modifications, brought the car back to the wind tunnel, and it resulted that the car was even more efficient with our aesthetical differences. So we truly believe that art and science need to be combined together. Also, all the mechanical components of the Huayra R Evo Roadster need to have a certain aesthetical appeal, right? So this is our daily research of studying these two schools. So I've just removed the steering wheel of the Huayra R Evo Roadster, and as you can see, it's a brand new steering wheel, different to the Huayra R. And basically here, the steering wheel is recovered in Pagani leather for extra grip. You can see the pedals for shifting up and down, and you have also the clutch here in the back. So you have here these 3 pedals, right? And this yellow is to remove the steering wheel. Then these 2 buttons are made to navigate on your DDU, that you can switch the pages with all the information that you need. And basically, here we have all the buttons that reflect the motorsport, right? So we have the radio button, if you want to speak with your engineer. We can also have a radio system that connects both driver and passenger. Your drink button, these are your turn signals, so you can go left and right. For your windshield wipers here, to reset lap times. Your drive button is the button that will switch on the engine when you do the starting procedure. Pit limiter, flashing lights, pages to navigate through your menu, neutral when you arrive in the pit boxes. After putting drive, you put first gear, start, and then you can exit the pit box. Then spare is basically an enter in the confirmation menu. And then here we have the 2 manetinos for traction control. So here we have the wet conditions with a very high traction control. You can lower it, and basically the customer can then modify all the traction control to the lowest mappings, right? Same thing for the ABS maps, that you can go up and down. Also, you have 12 maps. So you hold it like this, then you do the drive first, start, and then you exit. And basically you can go up here, up and down. So Horacio Pagani actually founded Pagani Automobili in '98, and Horacio was one of the precursors of composite materials, right? With the Zonda, it was the first hypercar with a carbon fiber monocoque, and eventually we started as a company working in the specialization of carbon fiber. However, Horacio is a CEO that truly believes that investing into R&D is really the way of the future to make a sustainable company. So he's a person that started as this expert in carbon fiber, and today at Pagani, the company, thanks to the exchange with Horacio, is able to internalize a lot of processes, right? So, for example, Horacio supervised the vehicle dynamics, the electronic design departments. Today, Pagani can work on the software of the differential, can work on the software of the suspensions, right? We can all the aluminum components can be made in-house. So it's a company that naturally grew thanks to the vision of Horacio of diversifying ourselves. Today, the car is entirely made in Modena by Pagani, except of course the power unit that's made in Germany by Mercedes, or in this case HWA. It's the idea that we received from Horacio to really expand our knowledge and study always these new schools. Horacio started working in Automobili Lamborghini in 1983, when he just recently moved from Argentina to start working in Lamborghini. And basically, Horacio started working as a third-level employee at Lamborghini, and eventually, gradually worked his way up. He also worked for the R&D department of Lamborghini. So, for example, one of the first projects that Horacio worked on was the LM002, which was the Lambo SUV with the V12 of the Countach. and basically he designed, for example, the interior, he designed the air conditioning system of that car. Horacio eventually became the head of the R&D center of Lamborghini, where he experimented on composite materials, so carbon fiber, Kevlar, fiberglass, on Countach, and it was called the Countach Evoluzione. So it was a Countach that weighed about 400 kilos less than the road legal Countach, and basically it's in that moment he eventually sees the potential of composite materials for supercars, right? Because these materials were exclusively reserved to the aerospace, to the aviation, motorsport, but was not used into road cars. So the idea that Horacio saw the potential, he asked Lamborghini to buy an autoclave to process these composite materials, because you need to cook them under Celsius and bar, so pressure and warmth. Lamborghini had some economic struggles back in the time and couldn't invest into that technology. So Horacio eventually went to a local bank in the town of Sant'Agata Bolognese to buy the autoclave, and basically he became a consultant for Lamborghini and supplied some composite materials. So for example, the Diablo, the wings or the body of the Diablo VT were made with the autoclave of Horacio. And then eventually he created his own company, which became Modena Design, and then eventually became Pagani Automobili. One of the highlights of the car also is the safety. So we just spoke the drivability for a professional driver or a gentleman driver, but regardless the profile of customers, key element of the development is always safety in our road cars, but in our track cars also. So this car actually meets all the FIA safety regulations they are currently, and it exceeds them even, because together with HWA, at HWA there are people that call the professors that manage all the safety of race cars, the safe cell. So together with HWA, we not only did the power unit, but we also designed the safe cell of the car. We here have added a very high part so that the driver, when it's sitting inside, it's very protected for safety measures. So we search to exceed the FIA regulations now with the Huayra R Evo Roadster.